One of the biggest mistakes that I see business owners make is think they need a loan for a certain amount of money to get all the things that they need. So for example, we talk to a lot of business owners and say, look, I need a loan for 20 grand or 50 grand or whatever it may be. And when we ask them what they need that money for, they start describing things that they could easily use business credit to be able to obtain. So for example, they come in and they talk about things like office supplies and furniture that they need and computers that they need, or if they're in the construction industry, they talk about the tools that they need and all the supplies that they need to actually get their jobs done. Okay? Or, the supplies that they could get at places like ABC Supply or Industrial Supply, or, things they're using for vehicles, including fuel and maintenance and repairs, or computers, or any of those type of things. Well, this is where business credit really has a lot of value. And the one thing that I tell business owners is, first of all, don't think about how much money you need. Think about what you need the money for. Break it down. How much money do you need for office supplies? How much money do you need for tools and for building supplies? Or how much do you need for computers or furniture, etc.? Once you know that, then you can start going through the steps in the finance suite of 5, 6, and 7 and finding all the accounts that get you what you need. So for example, at Amazon, well, Amazon sells almost everything you could possibly need that you can't find at individual retailers. So instead of trying to use up your funds from a loan or a credit line to buy things you could easily buy at Amazon, well, get a business credit card at Amazon to buy those things, and then that frees up the money that you would have on a loan or a credit line to buy other things that you may need. So for example, payroll isn't something you can use an Amazon credit card for. So maybe you want to use loan and credit line proceeds to actually help handle your payroll as you're getting going, and maybe you want to use your Amazon to be able to get anything else that you need, or maybe you want to use your Staples card to get the chairs that you need, the computers for the office supplies, and then that's less money that you have to take from a credit line or a loan. And this continues through the other steps. Almost anything you possibly need to buy for the business, you could typically buy using one of these retailers. You have office supplies at Office Depot and Staples. You have industrial supply at ABC, like we talked about, MSC Industrial Supply. There's a lot of these. We have all different kinds of gas cards at places like Shell and Sunoco and almost every major gas station. Home Depot and Lowe's are in here for building supplies. Tractor Supply has a lot of those as well. Places like Amazon and Walmart sell almost anything that you could possibly need that you can't buy at these other places. Sears also has a bunch of different stuff that you could buy as well. So what you want to do as you navigate through these steps is find out what you need and then start looking at all the credit that's available here for you that has those kind of accounts. Vehicle financing. Maybe you need computers. Well, Dell is here, and Apple is also here in step 7.2 as well. You can get all kinds of fleet cards. You can start to get the MasterCards, even the cash credit cards. So think about what it is that you need. Then, when you think about it, look through here to find the sources that have it. So if you know you need computers, well then you know you need to get a Dell account. You know you need to get an Apple account to get those computers. That's one thing off your list. So now instead of $20,000 that you may need to set up the business, well, you were just able to knock $4,000 off that total because you know $4,000 of the 20 you need is computers. So now you're set. You've got the $4,000. Now you know of the $20,000 that you may need that you're going to need at least $3,000 in office supplies. Well, now you know you can get the Office Depot and the Staples. So now that $3,000 you no longer need to get a loan for. So now you've got the $4,000 for computers and the $3,000 for office supplies covered. Now, instead of needing 20 grand, all you now need is 13. And as you do this, you're going to realize that instead of needing a loan for, in this example, 20 grand, you maybe only need actual 5,000 in physical cash for payroll. The other 15, you were able to get commercial credit cards to get what you actually need. So that's my best advice. One of the biggest mistakes that we see people make, and it also does continue over to the Finance My Business section of the Finance Suite. So for example, if you need to buy a vehicle, an 18-wheel truck, if you need to buy equipment, well, there's specialized financing for those things. Don't get a working capital loan that you could use for any different reason to buy things that you can get specific financing for. So if you need equipment financing, well, We'll get you equipment financing loan or equipment leasing, and then that way you don't need to get a general all-purpose account, loan, or credit line for that purpose. You could keep that credit line or loan that you'll be getting in the future available for other purposes, and using specialized financing and revolving accounts at most major retailers to get the rest of the stuff that you need. So then this way, it makes it easy for you to get commercial credit cards to buy the specific things you need, even specialized financing to get some of the specific things you need, and then leave your credit lines and open or loans open that are just designed for working capital to buy general things that you maybe can't buy at the actual individual stores, including things like payroll. So don't make that mistake. Make sure you go through these steps 5, 6, and 7. Figure out, make a list of what you need, how much money you need to grow your business at this point, and then look at each one of these sources to get you the individual items that you need to buy, and that will then drill down the amount that you actually need to grow the business, and makes it easier for you to get loans and credit lines for the amount that you really need while using commercial credit cards and even specialized financing to get the other items.